Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and this reading is for Thursday, February 11th, 2021. And as always, I'm looking for, besides guidance for the day, I'm looking for a spiritual message to help us evolve. Okay, so for our theme we have the Justice reversed, but it's flanked with Strength and then the Knight of Swords. So I get the feeling that our message here for a spiritual message has to do with trusting that the universe is just, that trusting that life is fair. And I know that sounds crazy based on what we see happening all the time, like how can such awful things happen to people who are doing their best, even to when things happen to children. But the thing is that we're coming from a very limited perspective in our humanity most of the time, and to trust that there's something that is in play that spans over many, many, many lifetimes, and that there are experiences that we all need to have in order to grow. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be painful. But when it is, we do drop into what the lesson is usually. Because you can see the message here with this beautiful artwork, where this has to do with looking into the mirror of our soul, and understanding that the universe will always reflect back to us all of our beliefs, and whether we're conscious of them or not, that's just the way it goes. To me, this is so much about the Carl Jung quote that says, until you make the unconscious conscious. So until you're aware of all the unconscious patterns within, the unconscious will direct your life, and you will call it fate. So I'm kind of paraphrasing there, but the key is in order to get in alignment with spiritual law that lives and is alive and well within you, within each of us, that what we're needing to do is to understand parts of ourselves that we were, yet conscious of. Because the Justice card is all about our life lessons, and our karma, and we have positive and negative karma, and then all the degrees in between. And maybe there's no such thing as negative karma if life is just bringing us our lessons. So when the Justice card comes in reversed, to me that's a message to understand what it is that's going on within. And that's especially true when we have the Strength card, because I read this card a little bit differently than most readers, because I drop into, again, what Carl Jung's quote is until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you'll call it fate. And I say that because with the Strength card, we really only have true strength when we understand all of our inner trends, our inner, soul currents, our inner aspects of ourselves. And then we can step back and be a witness with our higher self. We can step back and be a witness and go, oh, wait, I don't need to do that anymore. When you have your inner strength, which is what this card is all about, you don't need to exert your outer strength or try and control anyone else, because you already have your own inner confidence. You have a place inside of you where you can focus on your inner strength, and in your being. And you don't need to put it out there in some way that overpowers anyone else. And that's what brings success. Because you have the wherewithal to relax when you should be relaxing, to be in a peaceful place and pausing, putting things on pause, on hold, until you feel that the time is right. And that's especially true with this Knight of Swords reversed. Because when it's straight up, you can see, like, this guy knows where he's going, and he even knows how to get there, and he can get there really fast, right? So when it's reversed, it's about slowing down. It's about slowing down and getting inside of what would balance out my soul substance, is always the question I ask myself. Like, where do I need to get in alignment with the truth? Because the truth is always what sets us free. And, a lot of things are true whether we believe them or not. Like, I believe that the universe is 100% just and fair. But we go through terrible things. We go through ordeals. But, anytime you've ever done that, if you get inside the truth of what you were trying to create or what you needed to experience in order to be stronger on the inner levels, then you don't see it as being a big problem, because it was just part of, the process that you had to go through. And you come through the other side having a piece of yourself back that was previously kind of lost. So I think it's a beautiful form of, like, soul retrieval work. And that couldn't come through, even though I don't see it here in any of the cards, but sometimes we go through tremendous betrayals, and especially, like, from a family member. And then we grow up thinking, okay, so we can't trust anybody, because if our family doesn't protect us, or our family is actually the one that betrayed us and hurt us, then the universe is not trustworthy. It's not, I can't trust, right? And when you get inside of the place where just letting go of that judgment, like just letting go of thinking that, maybe you had to get somewhere really, really quickly in order to get your needs met, or you had to jump into action quickly in order to get your needs met. Maybe you had to do all the work while they didn't, or you did most of the work while they didn't. There's a lesson in there, when you grow up, especially if you grew up in a family where there was addictions of any type. You're going to have the dynamics of dependency and codependency. So when you have someone in your life who's not going in the right direction, but maybe they're the ones that were the breadwinners, like maybe it was a mother or father that made all the money, but then came home and drank a lot at night and was abusive to the kids, at least verbally. Or maybe extremely neglectful, which is another form of abuse. Just because nobody's hitting you or saying mean things to you, if they're not there and you're a child and you need them to be there because they're the only way you're going to survive, that's a form of abuse. So it's getting in touch with all of these dynamics as to, like, why we choose our parents, so that we can bring out an aspect of ourselves that we need to heal, which could be, dynamics within dependency and codependency. Like, what did you do when your parents weren't there? Like, did you try to rescue them? Or were there any ways that you might have enabled the addicted parent so that you could maybe get your needs met? You have to come at this from a lot of compassion for yourself, because as a child, we do whatever we need to do in order to survive. But as an adult, then we have to look at, where was everything out of balance, right? Like where did I not take care of myself when I was a kid, and I just stayed home and I was stuck with this parent who was abusive? But as an adult, I can find my inner strength and my compassion and my love. You know, this card is very, very, very loving. This is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. I absolutely love this card. And of course, it's ruled by Leo, and it's all about, you know, the courage and the strength that grows through courage and inner, you know, the inner strength. This is a, you know, this card is one of having very strong integrity and choosing love. You can see the heart here. Choose gentle love, the gentleness of the Lamb. Like, gentle love is actually very, very powerful. It's much more powerful than hate. So, and choosing, you know, like choosing your spirit, choosing the courage and the strength of your infinite. You can see the infinity symbol up here on her forearm, which goes with, of course, the traditional Rider-Waite, where it's over her head. And she's like tamed the inner beast, is usually the message about this card. So that's the gateway. And if we were to use the technique where we go backwards, you know, sometimes when I have a reversal, I go backwards a little bit, or go backwards to the previous card sequentially. And of course, that brings us to, oops, the Wheel of Fortune. Wait. There we go. So with the Wheel of Fortune, so if we're thinking that life wasn't fair, if we have a false belief that life isn't fair, then we're not going to make the best choices. We're going to be coming from an assumption that, like, we're always at the bottom or somewhere hanging off of one side or the other, and we can't ever be on top of creating the life that we want. So therefore, why bother? You know, why even try? That's what this card is saying to me. At least that's what it's coming through. I'm, you know, just playing around with some false belief here that could, you know, could be true for some of you, that might need to be healed. But if you look at life as having endless opportunities to grow and to create and to heal, especially to heal, and if you look at life as being full of, you know, the opportunity to make a new choice, the opportunity to create what it is that you want in your life, and, you know, to grow and grow and grow, then you'll be in alignment with truth. And there won't be any need to feel that life is unfair and unjust. Now, granted, we have been through, you know, the last 4 years of a hell realm under the, you know, the presidential administration that we had, and it did feel very unjust, and that was the most painful thing about the time. But it has shifted now. It has completely shifted. So be very, very compassionate with yourself if you are trying to heal that place inside of us, you know, and I think every human being has it, this place where we feel that life isn't fair. Because it's a part of our mass consciousness, and it takes a lot to shift that. So be very, very compassionate with yourself, because we have had, you know, we've had so many life experiences, and we have witnessed so much injustice that we have good reason to have that false belief that life isn't fair. But just to know deep down inside, that is 100% going in the wrong direction of spiritual law. Spiritual law, universal natural law, says that life is 100% fair, and you will get back out of it what you put in. So if you're going to be feeling betrayed and resentful and, you know, like just waiting for the shoe to drop or not wanting to forgive, then you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck. and in those places where you're stuck, all that needs to happen is for you to just be willing to see life from a different angle. Just be willing to question, well, maybe life is 100% fair. And maybe I just don't know what happened in past lives before that brought in this need to have this certain parent for a parent, so that I can grow, right? Or to be born into a certain family so that I could tease out some false beliefs. Because, it's one of those things that sucks. I remember, I'll never forget the day when I realized this, that the life, life will always be a mirror, and it will mirror back to you the sum total of all your beliefs about yourself and life every step of the way. And once you figure that out, the first thing it's going to do is piss you off. You're going to be really upset about that. You're going to be, what? Wait, how? But then, if you think it through, if you just use your good reason and you think it through, you'll realize it's the only way that you can come back into your power. It's the only way that you can, balance it out and figure out what the heck is by understanding that you co-create your own reality, that you are a creator, and that you can turn your own wheel of fate. And that brings in the divine justice. That brings in the divine order of the universe. And from there, you can move forward really quickly in your development, in your evolution. But at first it's going to piss you off. And some of you may have already been very pissed off by the things I've said today, but I have to tell you what I know. I don't want to lie to you, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I would rather risk, losing you from my channel than to lie to you. So I'm not going to do that. So, and these are just my beliefs. If you don't want to believe them, that's okay too. I'm going to love you anyway. But I think that's it. I don't know what else to say about these cards. So I'm going to sign off, and I'll be back soon. Take good care, you guys. Bye.